Hi there. So today is Monday. Um, we have made it to another week. Last week was really hard. I don't know many people who had a good week last week. So I'm going to share with you today my Monday morning routine to set me up for a good week. It is Mental Health Monday. So I regularly do check-ins with myself physically and emotionally or mentally because it's important to stay in tune with myself. When you have mental health conditions and physical health conditions, knowing where you're at means you can make a plan. And that is really important. So on a Monday, after all of the chaos is over, the kids are at school and I've got some quiet time, I sit down, close my eyes and take a few breaths. They don't have to be really deep, slow breaths, just regular breaths to just center myself. And then I have a conversation with my brain. And it sounds really wacky, but it really works. It helps for me to treat it as if I'm having a chat with my therapist or with myself as a mental health mentor. Because these techniques are things that I teach when I'm mentoring someone in kind of making positive changes. We've got to be in tune with ourselves to know what we need to do. So I take a few slow, kind of regular breaths rather than slow breaths, and then I ask myself, how are you doing, Andy? Where are you at mentally? And I think about everything that's happened in the last week, and how that's affected my emotional state, my mental health, and I answer myself honestly. Because sometimes we can only be honest with ourselves. It's really hard to admit when we're struggling or when we need a bit of space. It's really hard because we feel like we're burdening other people. So having that conversation with yourself is really valuable. So I work through the things that are bothering me, the things that are affecting my mental health, my sleep. Am I having anxiety dreams? Am I struggling to get to sleep? Am I struggling to calm the noisiness in my head? Am I on top of things? Do I feel like I'm in control of my emotions and kind of how I'm feeling? And I use that to make an aim for myself for this week when it comes to looking after my mental health. I think about what I need. So once I've done that assessment and I've analysed it and I've given myself compassion, and this is a really important thing, again, that I try to teach people or impart on people when I'm working with them one-on-one. Have compassion for you last week. Look back on it as an objective observer. Last week was rough, for everyone. I don't know anyone that didn't find last week tough. And have compassion for that. Have compassion for the things that were completely out of your control. Have compassion for maybe not making the best decision, or, maybe you said something that was not how you meant to phrase something. Have compassion for those moments and the whole week. And then look at what you're taking into this week. What are you learning from those experiences? What are you going to put in place for yourself so that you can show up for yourself? Remember, you can't show up for others if you're not showing up for yourself. So what are you taking from last week? How are you going to use that to move forward? How are you going to recognize those signs next time? Maybe if you didn't realize that you were getting emotional or mentally exhausted until it was too late. So think about what led up to that. How do you control or add some compassion to yourself for those moments or moments like those in the future? What can you learn? And what can you put in place? What coping techniques? What are the warning signs? And how do you use that to learn and grow and look after yourself? What are you going to factor in to this week to be able to look after yourself? What are you going to do to be creative? What are you going to do to relax? Are you going to change your sleep pattern or your bedtime routine? Are you going to add in a bit of adult colouring or creativity or making something for yourself? Remember, you don't have to be good at being creative to really get benefit from it. Are you going to do a bit of art? Are you going to sculpt something? Are you going to paint a miniature? Are you going to put together your Lego? Are you going to sit and be present while watching something? Now, remember, consuming someone else's creativity is just as good if you are in that moment and really being present. If you're watching a TV show, look at the background. Have a look at the level of prop making and thoughtfulness. Look at the actors in the background being in that scene, even though they know people aren't going to pay attention to them. Look at the choice of angle, the director's choices in things, the actor's choices in how they approached that role. Enjoy the storyline, but pay attention to what's happening in the background. That helps us use both parts of our brains. We're using our logical thinking side to take in the content, follow the storyline, that kind of thing. But we're also using our creative brain because we're looking for the talent, the beauty, the creativity. And that helps form new pathways, which is so good for your mental health. It doesn't matter what it is, whether you're consuming or making art. Really be present with it. Sing. Even if you think you can't sing, and everyone can, if you can talk and use cadence in how you talk, you can sing. But sing. Practice that. Get into it and allow those happy chemicals, those really positive chemicals like dopamine and serotonin to just flood your brain and your body. Do something for yourself. Show up for yourself this week because we all need that. Every single person needs that moment, needs to factor in that moment. Make it part of your weekly routine. Doesn't matter whether it's 10 minutes in the car or, an hour at home or at lunchtime. Find a way to factor that in. If you need help with that, if you want ideas, then do get in touch. Check out the comments section for other people's things, but leave yours. Leave your thoughts and feelings on how you're going to show up for yourself this week and where you're at with your check-in, because the comments are where people go to get ideas and to connect with our community. Reach out and help other people by telling them about you. And I'd be really interested as well. Click the like button if you've got value from this video. It just helps me know that these things are helpful to you and it helps me develop better content. I'm really sorry again that I didn't make Friday. Believe me, it was for a genuine emergency. Unfortunately, being the week it was last week, there were people that really needed help. And as a mental health mentor, I am going to be there for people It's my job. And if I can spread positivity and I can help people, then my life has been worth something. That sounds really dramatic, but it's true. I don't want anyone to feel alone. I will be live tomorrow for Talko Tuesday, so look out for that. If you want to get involved in a live conversation and you're not already, subscribe and then hit that little bell, and it'll notify you when I go live tomorrow. And I will be back to my normal live stream on Friday, where we will have just a general, almost end of the month check-in to make sure we're all doing okay. Thank you so much for being here. As always, I'm nothing without you, and I will speak to you soon.